This is an eternity of basketball. We are part of the Globally Ballin Network. And on the Globally Ballin Network, you can catch the Globally Ballin podcast, where they take a surface level view of sports and opportunities around the world. You can listen to that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. And of course, the Globally Ballin Network has its website, thegloballyballin.com. Lots of shows available there, including an eternity of basketball, Rwanda, the Globally Ballin podcast, as mentioned, as well as Hang Time with Cassie G. But before that, we talk about our show. You can catch us on the go. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify and Anchor as well, anytime, anywhere. All our episodes, AEOB, 58 already gone by. You can tune in or listen wherever you are. We're on YouTube now. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel para makita nyo lahat ng aming mga episodes dyan sa YouTube. And another partner podcast that we have is Hang Time with Cassie G. She talks about volleyball with lots of the personalities from the volleyball world. Latest episode with Abby Maraño, si Chang, kasama niya. Magkwentuhan sila tungkol sa volleyball. Listen to that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. And this is episode 59 of An Eternity of Basketball. I'm Charlie Cuna, together with Sid Ventura and Noel Zarate, still inside the Clark bubble. And Sid is back with us after a week away because he had to attend to stuff. Pero sa araw na ito ang ating mga kasama. You know, if you are a fan of basketball, Philippine basketball back in the 1980s, you always have a soft spot for the Northern Consolidated Cement team because they represented our country in so many tournaments. And one of the players on that team, he played his role to the hilt. He was a backup for Dennis Steele. He would come in and guard the bigger guys and hurt them with his muscles and push them around. Well, you know, he had that hook shot of his, had a short PBA career, but he played that role as well with San Miguel, with Pepsi, and with Ginebra. Okay, he got to play with Joao and Mon Fernandez and Abit Gidaben as well. We'll talk all about that in a bit. It's Coach Tonichi Yturri with us today. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for inviting me, no? And thank you for remembering.
Siyempre naman, you know, if you look at the three guys who host it, Noel, Sid, and I, kami mga batang talaga kami 70s 80s basketball, so talaga naaalala namin kayo, and everyone who listens and follows us remembers you guys and appreciates your time in Philippine basketball limelight. So we'll get right into the stories, Coach Tonichi. Paano ka ba nag-umpisa sa basketball? Is it because you were the tallest kid right away, pinag-basketball? Because I know I've seen you and your brothers, you're all big, even your mom's a tall lady. So is that the reason, or is it how did it all start?
Well, it all started, you know, when growing up, I used to see my father play, no? Yung mga pick-up games lang naman. And I think he was the biggest influence on me sa basketball. But then again, I had no formal training, pare, because I was growing up in Cagayan Valley, no? And we were moving from one town to another because of my dad's work. He was a warehouse manager for Tabacalera. Then he was buying, you know, tobacco leaves in Cagayan, you know, where the best tobacco used to come from. So ganun lang, laro-laro lang, and then, you know, grade school, I used to play for my class, no, and then eventually when I was in second year high school, I think I shot up to about 6'3", no, or around 6'4", I think. And then, ayun, parang I was already in high school then. So, the school coach, you know, took notice of me. And, ayun, pero it wasn't formal, partner. It wasn't formal at all, no? As a matter of fact, if you ask my former teammates in LaSalle, I tried out for LaSalle just because I was tall and I wanted to play basketball. Tried out for Waki Trillo. Waki Trillo was the coach then.
Yeah.
I was already about 6'4", pare. Mga ganito na siguro yung height ko, malapit na, no? But I was 173 pounds, pare. Wow. So you can just imagine, pare. Tapos yung skills ko, kulang na kulang dito for basketball here in Manila. See, pero, and then again, you know, siguro, persistence paid off. And somehow, ayun, kahit papano, you know, I got to where I was, and maybe that's the reason why you're talking to me now, no? About basketball.
Right. Coach, ako naman, I just wanted to ask because Yturri is not a common name. I mean, saan galing yung family roots ng Yturri clan?
Well, my grandfather okay, came from Artiaga in Vizcaya, sa Basque region of Spain, no?
I
Well,
see. Okay.
I think he came to the country before the Second World War, okay, to work for Tabacalera, because Tabacalera was basically a Spanish ano to, no? A company based in Spain and
Right.
trying to manufacture tobacco cigars, okay, here in the Philippines to be exported to Spain. See, so I think that's how we started, and then later on, but then again, my dad's an only child because his father died when he was 3. I think my grandfather died in the hands of the Japanese, no.
Mm.
So he was jailed in Intramuros. I heard, no, from the cuentos, and my dad was only 3 years old then.
Okay.
You see,
All
Okay.
right. All right.
Coach, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Coach, I want to ask lang, you mentioned na you tried out sa Lasal. Nag-walk on ka? And
yes,
why
yes.
Lasal? Bakit
Well,
Lasal in particular?
I was already studying in LaSalle then. No? I was already
Okay.
from high school in Tugigaraw sa St. Louis College pa ako noon
Yeah.
hindi pa
Yeah.
university 'yon. So after high school, I studied in LaSalle. No, 'yon, nanonood. I would play in the intramurals, no. And then nagta-try out ako until that time na hindi ako makuha pare sa team sa varsity team eh. And then nagtayo si Virgil Villavicencio ng Team B. Okay?
Okay.
And I was chosen naman. I was chosen sa Team B.
Okay.
But nothing like, I don't know how many of us graduated to the varsity team eh. At that time, Alex Marquez, I think, was still in the team. Tapos Aldo Perez, sina Greg Bichara, the senior ones, no? The governor of Bacolod now, si Bubong Lacson.
Yeah.
See? So, yun, I really wanted to play basketball. And I think I just had the height, but not the skills. You see?
Okay.
Yes.
Sino yung mga idol nyo growing up? I'm sure you were watching already at least the Mika games already. Na PBA na pala ang time na yun.
PBA na,
Who was your influence?
Ako, first it was Manny Paner. No? It was Manny Paner because he
There's the hook shot
played
for
the
you.
center slot. Oo. Sabi ko siguro, if I get to play, I'd play the center position also because I was growing up fast. And then, of course, si Ramon Fernandez. No? To be very honest with you, yung kwarto ko noon, puro yung what was that magazine again? Sports
Weekly.
Sports
Weekly, di ba?
Oh.
May centerfold yun, di ba?
Yes.
Pag yung mga centerfold ni Ramon at ni Manny, parang nilalagay ko yan sa kwarto ko.
Pareho tayo.
Ganyan.
Pareho tayo.
Yeah.
Galing. But, you mentioned earlier na Spanish yung Yturri, but bagay din talaga sa Cagayan area kasi yung mga double letters talaga sa Cagayan, ganun yung mga pangalan, di ba? Mga Adukul, double D, di ba?
Yeah.
Yturri, double R. Ganun talaga dun sa area na yun eh. My wife's family is from that area as well. And
Really?
Oh, marami mga Saban, si Baluka, puro double L,
yes.
double B, ganyan. Anyway, but back in high school, coach, you said you were playing varsity already, but because you were a walk-on in LaSalle, that tells us that you weren't recruited to come to Manila.
No. Definitely, I was
So you really went to
pare.
Manila to study.
I just came here to study. Oo. And siyempre, dami nag-udyok. Uy, and also, what piqued my interest also to try out was I'm on my 4th year in high school, I was only one of the 2 high school players that represented Cagayan in the North Luzon Athletic Association, something like that. Naglalaban-laban doon eh. Dati.
Okay.
See? So, yun. So, there was a little skill. Di ba? Marunong naman ng konti, pero not enough. Not enough to play here in Manila competitively.
Okay. Pero, so, from Team B, from Team B, LaSalle, in-upgrade ka sa nag-Team A ka?
Well, not really. I had to, nakalimutan ko na eh. Pero somehow when Bongo took over, no?
The original Bongo.
Yes. The Congo. Ano to? He took notice of me. Sinama niya ako. No, I was raw. I was raw. Inabot ko pa sina Kenneth Yap eh. See? So they were the ones in the team then. So nakasama ko just for one just for one tournament. And then Danding took over the team. See?
Yeah.
So that's when Coach Pilo got in and everything. And since I was already part of the team, no, although well, bench warmer ako noon, no. So parang like I said, yung utang na loob ko kay Coach Pilo is that, for sticking it out with me. At tawan-tawa nga sila dati. Sabi niya, alam mo ikaw dati, sabi nga ni na Franz, no? Pag tumalong ka, sigurado pagbagsak mo, tuhod na una eh. Di ba? Ganun kahina pa. Ganun ako kahina. But like I said, pinagtsagaan ako. Even the late boss, no? I think he saw something in me, no? And siguro sa kulit ko rin, pare, no? I was there every day, through perseverance and everything, persistence,
Right. That was also the time
this
that
is
Lasal
also
wasn't part of UAE.
exactly
UAE,
about gonna ask.
Wala pa kami. Wala. We were the last team to play in the NCAA.
NCAA.
Yung gulo with Letran, I was part of that.
Okay.
See?
But tell us about that.
Alex
Kasi yung maraming kwento yung gulo ng Widlet Run na nagkabasagan daw ng kotse. I believe this was the 1980 championship, 80 or 81 championship, ano? Nagkabasagan yata ng kotse.
Yeah.
Oh, 1980, nagkabasagan. There was no champion declared sa NCAA that year. What was that experience like na nagkagulo kayo ng championship game na yun?
Well, actually, sabi nga natin, let it be part of history, no? But like I said, it was okay. For us, we just wanted to play. Tapos, yung gulo, we felt it was just part of it, di ba? Kasi noon, magulo na rin naman yung NCAA, di ba? And alam mo naman yung Letran. The players for Letran were Ito Yesguera, I think Bong Aninyon, the late Jerome Cueto, Ed Ducut, yan, Macgary.
You had me at Ito Isguera.
Pare, magandang kwento yan. Si Ito Isguera at saka si Franz, pare, jump ball pa lang. Sinasaktan na ni Ito si Franz noon. See? You know what's ironic, pare? They both played for the national team, no? But they ended up being very good friends.
Ganun talaga. Magpareho naman ni Corey, naging barkada.
That they had for each other.
Sino mga kasama niyo sa Lasal at the time? I mean, you and Franz were the younger ones, eh. Noong time niya. Who were the seniors?
Jong Wichico was there. The late Alfie Almario, Teddy Alfarero, Richard Mendoza, Jun Tan.
Talaga NCC na yun eh.
Puro NCC.
Yeah. Basically, tapos we had siyempre yung the senior ones were sina Alex Arañez, no? Sino pa ba? Boy Manguera was there. Aldo Perez was there.
He's watching right now. He's watching right now.
He is. I told him to watch para naman may masabi meron akong fan na nanonood.
Sabi nga niya,
He's a good friend.
Hi to one of my favorite players. Nakalagay, sabi niya. Aside from Aldo, nanonood din si Andy De Guzman at si Chuck Barrero. Sabi ni Chuck Barrero.
From Hawaii, no?
Yes, sir. Sabi niya, kamusta na
pinsan?
Yeah.
Are you related to Chuck?
I found out that I was. I am related to Chuck. But from the Consumhi side.
Okay. So nanonood din si Chuck ngayon.
Yeah.
All the way from Hawaii.
Hi guys. Oo.
Okay, tuloy na natin yung kwentuhan tungkol sa Lasal.
Well, anyways,
kasi that was very violent nung time na yon because nagkabasagan nga ng kotse, somebody may bumunot pa daw ng baril, nagpaputok pa sa loob ng Rizal Memorial, to the point that the NCAA said, kung ganyan na kayo, wala tayong champion. And I believe that's the time also that Lasal decided, let's get out of here na.
Yeah, we bolted out already of the NCAA. Then kaya for the longest time, since sabi ko nga, that's one of my frustrations not to be able to play an Ateneo Lasal game. Kasi Ateneo was already out nasa UAAP na sila. And by the time Lasal was allowed to get into the UAAP, pare, I was not with Lasal anymore.
Yeah.
Tamo? So halos mag-PBA na kami noon eh. I
Si
was with
Franz lang, ano?
NCC.
Si Franz lang yung
Si
umangat
Franz
to the
umabot pa raw
UAAP,
eh.
if I remember.
Oo, si Franz lang. Pero huwag kayong magpapaloko dyan, pare. Hindi ganun kabata sa akin yan, ha? We're just exactly a month apart. Okay?
Okay. siya na lang ang nakapaglaro nun talaga eh.
Siya na lang ang umabot. Oo. Kasi
So
lahat
what
kami
was
yata.
Coach, what was Lasal doing during those limbo years na wala kayong liga? I mean, it's kind of strange, ano? You had some of the best players in the country with no league.
Aha.
Diba? Pag may Willie Pearson pa nga rin yata kayo nun eh, diba? At saka Ricardo Brown.
Yes. Oo.
Oo.
Towards the end, dumating. Oo, si Willie, si Ricardo. Ang nangyari dyan is that we were playing sa PBL. Diba? That's when they started PBL eh.
PABL pa nun.
PABL pa. PABL,
Oh.
sorry.
Right,
PABL
right.
pa nun. Tamo? So, those were the leagues we were playing in. Plus yung intercollegiate. You know, we would play in the intercollegiate. We would play in in other leagues also. No, but mostly yan nga commercial. Tamo? And then dumating na nga yung NCAA, yung national team. Tamo? So we started already practicing with the national players, especially nung dumating lahat ng mga naturalized players dito. Remember that Jones Cup team that we had, no, na halos lahat naturalized. So we were practicing with those guys already. At one point. So that kept us busy. So basically, pare, practice during the time.
Buhay
basketball. Go ahead. Sid, go ahead.
At what point, Coach, you graduated from being, a walk-on player sa Lasal to being considered for the NCC program? Kasi parang ang laki ng journey mo, no? I mean, di ba? Hindi ka matanggap sa seniors, and then all of a sudden you were elevated to the national pool. What do you think Ron Jacobs saw in you?
Pare, I think that during that time there were a lot of other players better than most of us, no? Except for the likes maybe of si Hector Calma, and some of the guys who really shone during that experience, no. There were a lot, of guys a lot better. Ako, I can speak for myself, pare. Marami, alam ko marami mas magagaling sa akin eh. But I think that one thing about us is that our coaches, trusted us, okay, to follow what the game plan was, no. And I think that's very important, especially now that I'm a coach. No, it's very important for you to know that your player will follow your instructions to the hilt. You see, I think that's what. But during that time, kasi pare, even before that, no, Ron brought into the country yung motion offense, no. And we basically benefited from it because we were the team that he handled, no, even in college then. But then even before him, Pilo already had us stickler si Coach Pilo sa diyan sa basics of the game. And I think Ron saw that in us. You see? So although some of us, caught up with that system faster than others, ako yata yung pinakahuli. No, but like I said, it stuck with me. Tamo? So maybe that's the reason why he trusted me, to be a part of the team, because he knew that I would do exactly what he wanted me to do. You see? And that's exactly what we're all talking about. No, na ayun nga, ang tiga-screen lang ako. What's funny is, when I was the last, I was the last addition to the 82 youth team. No?
Correct.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that process, yung 82 youth. Parang ang daming bagito, except yung Calma medyo sikat. What was the process like noong time na yun?
Well, everybody was there. Pare, siguro first half of the training, I wasn't there, no? Except when they needed an extra body, okay, then they would pluck one or two of us, from LaSalle. It just so happens na si John Copada, no?
Correct.
from San Beda. Ang galing nun eh. See?
Mhm.
So, nawala, nag-awol. For reasons I do not know, for
Until
reasons we
now.
do not know.
Di nyo alam until now.
Wala pa rin. You know, we haven't heard from him anymore, no? And so that position, it was Naning Valenciano and I who they had to choose from, no? To complete the team. It so happened that I was chosen siguro dahil kulang ang malalaki, 'di ba?
Yeah.
But then again, sabi ko nga, yung role ko doon was mag-inbound lang ng bola, pare. Pag naalala ko noon eh. Pag ipinapasok na ako, sisigawan na Araneta, Yturri, labas mo na bola. Sigawan na. Well, but then again, pare, sabi ko nga, without experiences like that, you know, you wouldn't be talking to me today, di ba?
Right.
Okay.
Well, but think about it,
How difficult was it, Coach, for you when you're saying that you were, you know, bench warmer, na parang taga-inbound ng bola? In the evenings when you would go home after training the entire day, every week, you know, halos araw-araw basketball, you were trying to think of, as you said, the plays, all the things that you needed to do, di ba? How was it for you na knowing that you had to execute everything to perfection or else baka matanggal ka sa team, di ba? Parang ganun, siguro ganun yung mindset mo eh. Di ba?
Well, it was never frustrating for me, Charlie, because in the first place, pare, you know, I really wanted to be a basketball player, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang hawa naman, pare, makakita ka na 6'5" sa kalye, pagkatapos pala, hindi nagba-basketball, di ba? Ilan lang kami nun. Lang kami nun, hindi pa uso matatangkad nun, di ba? So ako, I really wanted to belong, pare. Oh. Sabi nga sa'yo, syempre, growing up, you know, when we didn't know any better, growing up, syempre, nahihiya ka, na matangkad ka, especially in the province. I think I was the tallest guy in school, in high school, no? So, para bang sabi ko, wala na ako pupuntahan siguro kundi mag-basketball din, di ba? For me to be accepted, ganyan. So, I really wanted to. And, you know, what made it easy was, what made it easy was that my teammates, si Franz, especially my best friend, no? We started together from college all the way, lahat ng teams ng national except for the youth team, no, na si Derek ang naglaro, andun sila, pare. We were one big family because we all stayed together in one place sa quarters ng Lasal. Oo. So, you know, being among friends, ayaw mo na umalis doon, di ba? Because you were comfortable in that environment already. And that environment, pare, was part of being in that environment was practicing and getting better at the game. See?
Right.
What was the pressure like, Coach, nung 82? Because, you know, we were hosting ABC Youth nung 82, ano? Tapos yung formation nga ng team and a bunch of youngsters talaga na, sinasabi ko na nga si Hector Calma lang yung medyo sikat yung pangalan. What was the pressure like knowing na ito na, dito nga gagawin yung ABC nung time na yun, and then when you were finally named to the Final 12, what was the elation like also?
Well, I was happy. I was very happy to be part of the team, and like I said, I never expected it. No, I getting into LaSalle, pare, was my only dream then, di ba? Making it to the varsity team of LaSalle was my only dream. Pare, who would have thought, di ba? Who would have thought, partner? Sabi nga, at times si Ron Jacobs would introduce the NCC team, di ba? Let's say we'd go out to the provinces and everything, and whenever he introduces me, he said, here is a guy who made himself into a basketball player. Diba? Yun ang introduction niya sa akin. So ako, parang sabi ko nga, parang para sa akin, the pressure during that 82 was not there kasi everybody was very confident. Everybody was confident, you know. Even our coaches were confident that we could make it, that we could beat China, and then plus playing here, that was a plus for us kasi yung crowd amin.
Yeah, right.
So sa amin wala yung pressure, sir.
Yeah.
Because, we got so used to practicing twice a day, daily, yung daily ni grind na yon sa umaga, yung mga takbo namin, and then we would go back siguro mga 5 o'clock in the afternoon, puro mental naman, what if this situation happens and everything. So everybody was ready. Ako pare, I was I was watching kasi most of the time I would be in the bench. Okay? So, even I was confident, partner. Imagine mo yun, di ba? What more the guys who were playing? See? Why? Because we all knew the system, very well. Very well. And we sacrificed for each other. See? So, there was no way. Hindi naman sa nagyayabang, no? But, there was a slim chance of us losing the championship dun sa 8B sa youth.
Ayos.
Yeah. It's very interesting yung comment mo, Coach. Because the prior Asian Youth, 1980, was the first time that the Philippines lost that championship. Before that, puro Philippines. In 1980, China finally won. So, parang 82 was parang redemption for the Philippines. But it's very interesting. You said now there was no pressure at all among the players, considering na you guys were on a mission to win it back, or did you use that as motivation?
Well, not really. No, motivation was because motivation, I think, came from yung confidence namin na magkakasama kami that we wanted to win the championship. We did not even consider the 1980 debacle, no? Pare wala Parang para sa amin noon, we were just so focused on what we had to do that somehow sabi namin and then with the backing of the boss, no, pare we were very well taken care of, you see. So and then plus the promise of an incentive when we won. Actually yung incentive namin was we would go around the world, you see.
Wow.
So pare ko that time parang that's what we were looking forward to and and traveling with your friends, di ba, with your good friends, so pare it was already an incentive for us, no. To be very honest with you, pare, it was during that time most of us probably did not do it for the money, I don't think it was the money that motivated us because yung allowance naman namin pare it was just enough It was never more than the others. I knew that some of the guys probably made more who were not part of the team then. See? Pero kami parang we just wanted to be there. We were happy to be there. We just wanted to make the most out of that experience.
I think the biggest pressure, Coach, would be nung 1982 championship game against China. Nung dumating si Presidente at saka yung presidential family do sa Araneta, I guess that must have been the biggest pressure lang na, uy, nandito si Makoy, kailangan na natin manalo.
Yeah. Well, ako, I never had that experience again, play when they were playing the Bayang Magiliw, okay, before the game. Talaga nakakatayo ng balahibo. Nakakatayo talaga ng balahibo. And I never had that experience again, even when we were playing for the championship abroad. I think it was because we were playing that game, that particular game here, full of our kababayan, the gym full of our kababayan. Kasi talaga punong-puno, mare, punong-puno.
Yeah, I remember that. I watched it on TV. Pero Coach, can you tell us about Ron Jacobs? How was he as a person, as a coach to you personally? You did mention he would kid around with you and introduce you as the guy who learned how to play basketball, who taught yourself how to play. But how was he? How did he influence you?
Well, Ron was a stickler. He was a disciplinarian also, no. But I think even before Ron, pare, it was I would say that it was Pilo who molded me into a basketball player, gave me enough skills to be competitive, and it was just Ron who honed, me to get to the PBA, make it to, get to greater heights. Ganon. See, well, Ron was how would you say it? Ron would always be on my case, pare. See, and which we up to a point, I felt that it was too much already. But pare, I never complained, no. I never complained.
Ba't napag-iinitan
now,
kayo, coach, ni Coach Ron?
hindi kasi ako nagkakamali eh. Ako madalas nagkakamali eh. Di ba? Pero, now in hindsight, sabi ko nga, to all my coaches, thank you. Thank you. Yung sa galit nila or sa for being hard on me. Kasi sabi ko nga, kung hindi naman ako kinagalitan niya mga yan, baka hindi naman din ako natuto, no? Correct. That's something that's something I think that the kids now should be more tolerant of. At times I've noticed na hindi sila pag napagsasabihan, parang alam mo yon, iba mag-react, masyadong sensitive. Sabi ko nga, how would you improve, no? How would you improve and how will you make yourself better?
That's funny.
At the time also kasi, the big guys, Charlie, just to remind our audience, the big guys at the time, the team names, he mentioned Teddy Alfarero. There was also a very young Ray Cuenco na nandun sa team na yon. Richard Mendoza, as you mentioned, also nandun. So,
Louis
parang
Brill.
ilan nga lang kayo. Well, Louis Brill, pero mas gwardiya yata si impuesto ni Louis Brill
He was,
time na yun.
right.
But as far as the big... You can mention the whole team actually nung time na yun. Hector Calma, Derek Pomaren, Louis Brill, Juntan, yung kayo, Tonichi Yturri, Alfie
si
Almario. Leo Austria was there, Ray Cuenco, di ba? Richard Mendoza. Diba? I don't know who I'm missing pa there. John Wichico, obviously.
Wichico was there.
Elmer Reyes was also on that team.
Right.
So it's a very very volatile group kasi puro kayo yung mga yung in the peak of your youth. Tapos there have been many incidences na napaaway pa kayo. I think I remember that game against Korea. Tinatanong kay Coach Jong. Paano ba nagsimula yung kayong dalawa ni Juntan nakipagbugboga doon sa mga Koreano?
Hindi ko alam nangyari doon eh. Basta si Jong, alam ko si Jong, I don't know if Jong instigated it or what.
Sila ni Juntan nakita namin, nakikipagsuntukan. Congratulations, Coach Jong.
Congratulations to Coach Jong, okay, for being the new Gilas coach, no?
That's right. For this coming tournament.
Yep.
Okay. Tapos, nung pumasok sila, you were already practicing with Dennis Steele, Jeff Moore, di ba?
Yeah.
Jeff Moore. Wala pa si Chip Engeland initially.
Wala pa.
So, kamusta naman yung with those two guys? How were they, how did they impact the team? Nakikisama ba sila? Di ba? You were mainly the backup of Dennis Steele. So, tell us about these two gentlemen.
Well, parang to yan eh. One thing that those two brought was, they made sure that we would bring our A game every day, and it elevated competition during practice, and during games. See, that's why sabi ko nga we would not have been where we were without those naturalized players, no? Kasi kahit pa paano sabi ko it was a transfer of how do you say it? I forget the word now, no?
Transfer of technology, actually.
Transfer of technology, yes. So yun. So you see, sabi ko nga, pare, there was no way na hindi ka gagaling eh. I was guarding a 6'9" guy na ang laki-laki, di ba? Bully pa yun noon eh. Si Dennis Steele, bully yan.
Bata pa kasi.
Oo, bully yan. But tapos si Jeff was very nice. Jeff is a very nice person, quiet, everything. But during practice, pare, talagang maglalaro. See? And we would not have been the team that we were without those two guys, of course. See? But then again, we all benefited from it eh. I don't think any of my fellow teammates sa Pilipino, pare, would say that they did not benefit anything from having those two. See? Right. So I guess I guess malaking bagay na napunta dito yung mga yon.
Yeah. Si Dennis Steele was our guest. He has very fond memories of you guys. Ikaw, natatandaan ka talaga niya dahil nga,
ako yung binubugbog niya eh. Araw-araw niya binubugbog.
Kayo ni Coach Franz, naalala niyo talaga. Tsaka si Heck.
Aha.
Sinasabi
Yeah.
na niya.
And si Alan and Samboy, mga
Yeah, of
favorite.
course. Alan and Samboy. Yeah. And then Chip Engeland changed the whole dimension, no? When he came in, suddenly there's this guy who can shoot from anywhere, no? He was way before his time, no? Because now they shoot from way out there. Siya dati pa ginagawa na niya 'yon eh. Iba yung mga tira mula sa ganun. So how was Chip naman? He was I heard from Dennis told us guys, di ba na iba si Chip. Kasi syempre, di ba sila ni Jeff Moore daw magkabarkada na from day one, pero si Chip medyo iba daw. Kasi Duke, ayaw nila kausapin, taga Duke daw kasi, di ba?
Oo. Well, mas disimulado si Chip. Alam mo na ito eh, parang hindi naman no? Hindi naman sa pag-insulto sa dalawa. But those two guys were regular guys eh. Alam mo 'yon? Pero si Chip parang alam mo, he had a chip on his shoulder na, alam mo, galing ako ng Duke eh, di ba? Yung parang ganun. But, he turned out to be a very nice guy. Siya saka si Alfie Almario ang nag-click. See?
Okay.
So,
kaya pala gumanong shooting ni Alfie. Ganda eh.
Hindi. Kasi si Alfie kasi, ewan ko, for whatever reason, ewan ko bakit nag-click yung dalawa. Kasi yan eh, si Alfie kasi, sabi nga niya, hindi ako wide reader eh. Sabi niya, wild reader ako. He reads everything. He reads everything. And somehow, siguro, parang they could talk about anything and everything under the sun.
Yeah.
So, siguro that's what brought them together.
Plus nagsushooting drill siguro silang dalawa magkasama.
Oo naman.
Pwede.
Di ba? Nag-golf ba si Engeland?
Hindi naman.
Hindi that time. Kasi di ba si Alfie was a very avid golfer, di ba?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I remember, I used to see him in Alabang always playing. Okay.
Pero after all of that, graduated from the youth team, nasa men's team na kayo ngayon. But then, there's this crazy idea to have the entire team play in the PBA. So anong una yung reaction na mga mama? Kalaban na natin ngayon yung mga mama. So what was your first reaction when you found out NCAA was going to play already in the PBA as a guest team?
And NCC, you mean, no?
NCC, yeah.
But we were excited, no? We were excited because we were going up against, especially for the locals, no? Because we were going up against our idols, di ba? Growing up, pare ko. So we really were excited. We really were excited to play in the PBA, no? And it was also part of the preparation, for one of the tournaments. I just can't remember which one, no? So I think it helped us a lot. It toughened us. It made us execute despite different situations which you would not see in the amateur ranks, no? So, and then of course, the players were better, than the amateurs that we used to play, no? And I think it did its job in trying to prepare us for the next tournament.
Okay. Ano yung instructions ng coaches mo sa'yo, specifically, coach?
Sports din nun, ano?
Imports din. I was about to say.
Import defender ka Di ba? You're one of those guys na ina-assign
I have a vivid, I have a very vivid, yung nangyari sa akin dyan Memory ko nag-draw charge ako kay Francois Weiss, pare. Alam mo yon? Andun ako all alone layups ako lang yung nandun sa kabila Ako lang yung defender dun Nag-draw charge ako, nasa may foul line ako. Okay? Pagbangga sa akin, pare pinulot ako dun sa ilalim ng goal. Pare ganun kalakas. Hindi ko
Not only Francois Weiss, kasi kasagsagan yun ng mga strong imports. You had guys like Norman Black, sino pa ba? Billy Ray Bates. Well, I don't think naabutan niyo si Billy Ray Bates.
Hindi, ako inabot ko. Si Hackett, inabot ko din.
Hackett. Tapos may Lumasi pa. Yun naman changing of the guard doon. Lumasi. So what was it like going up against these really wide and strong guys na we're not even talking about the 7-footers yet. Ito makahit mo pa lang itong mga to.
Wala pare. Ang instruction lang sa akin, kung sigurado 2 points, foulin mo na, di ba? Kaya makita mo, hindi matumatagal sa loob, di ba? Sabi nga ni Seb Sarmiento Sabi niya, naalala lang niya sa akin, sabi ni Seb, Yturri first foul. Mga after 2 minutes, wala na, fouled out na ako.
Paupos ng foul, grabe naman.
And then, ito naman, pare. Pero,
Import fouler.
Oo. But then again, for me, it was not something new kasi in the same manner when yung mga international stints naman, we were playing against 7-footers also eh. No, yung si Mu at saka si Ma, inabot namin, si Okayama. Whenever I would get into the game, parang yan ang mga bantay ko eh. And they were much bigger, no? Except that they were less skilled than the imports that we got. So, see? So, because of my lack of speed, siyempre, nahirapan din ako bantayan yung mga import dito. Kasi yung mga ibang binabantay ko, paano yung mga NBA veterans eh, di ba?
Yeah. Pero during that time, naalala ko, no, medyo malaki na katawan mo nun. Sabi mo, you were 170 in college, pero by the time you were NCC, lumaki na yung katawan mo. So, weight
training
was part of it. Wala.
I never when I started training, nasa Lasal pa kami noon eh. Clark Hatch pa noon dito sa Sheraton eh. See? So from that time on I never stopped working out because I knew I needed it eh. I needed it. And probably yung PBA stint ko would have been, shorter if I was not lifting weights because I got it dito sa back. That's the reason why I had to what do you call this, retire altogether, no? Because of a herniated disc. See,
right.
But then again, it was part. I believe in getting bigger, no, and getting stronger because I was not playing against guards, but I was playing against bigger guys. See,
Tama yun.
Well, speaking of guards, one of the best guards in the history of the PBA is actually watching us right now. Si Bernie Fabiosa. Batiin lang din natin.
How's he?
Watching us right now.
Okay.
Sa Amerika.
Okay.
Nag-guest dyan dito. Tawa lang kami ng tawa, 2 oras.
No. Ang nakikita ko ngayon, madalas, si Atoy. Because of golf, I see him malato. And then, ang kagrupo ko rin is si Ray Franco.
Okay.
Yeah, he's part of my group in Orchard. Oo.
Right.
Okay.
Pala magkaedad pala si Atoy at saka si Ray. Yan.
Alright. Mas senior sa'yo.
Oo naman, pare naman. Oo naman. Inabot ko na lang sila.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Pati yun, nakalaban mo na rin nung nag-NCC kayo. Kalaban nyo rin, Atoy ko, di ba?
Yeah.
Yikes. Oo, yun. What was it like then going up against those veterans, Coach Tonichi, na you said you idolized Mon Fernandez at Manny Panera. Kung naabutan mo si Manny Panera pa sa
Yes.
definitely you got in front of Mon Fernandez.
Naging teammate ko si Old Warrior. Naging teammate.
Nga pala. Yun na nga.
When San Miguel came back in 86, di ba?
Yeah, 1986 when we got to the PBA. Ayan, si Manny ang player, no? Si Manny ang team captain nun. Oo.
Sila ni Alan Abelgas yung veterans, di ba?
Yes. Ang bait niyan si Manny. Wala mo nasabi pa rin ang bait niyan. He was always ready to help us out, see? And we were welcome. We were welcome to the team because of Manny nga. Siya yung pinaka-respetado ron, pinaka-veterano eh. See? At saka fighter, fighter. Aside from the fact na idol ko na siya, di ba? Growing up, playing with him. Sabi ko, laking bagay. And then, especially playing against and with Ramon, sabi ko, I couldn't ask for anything more. Feeling ko at that time, the best player I played against, dito sa career ko was Ramon eh. See? And we still are in touch with Ramon whenever he's around.
Yeah. But let's talk about that NCC, that stretch when you were with NCC and you were traveling all over the world, playing in different tournaments. What are the memories that stick out? The most memorable tournaments, of course, there's the Jones Cup, the ABC. Yung mga ganyan. Tell us what you remember, and then how from your perspective.
Well, I had two, very good memories. First was when we represented Asia in the World tawag ito commercial league ba yon? Interclub in Spain, no? So I almost won the game against Brazil. See?
Paano yun?
But I
What happened there?
also became
I remember that shot.
You
Parang I
almost
can't
won.
even remember it anymore.
No,
Yeah? To me, it was just
I remember it.
No, di ba? And then, worst thing is,
Yung tira
seconds
niyo,
na lang
coach,
yun
yun, di ba,
eh.
na...
Oo. Oo. Seconds na lang yun eh. Kala ko panalo na kami.
Yung
Di
tira
ba?
niyo na boarding.
Oo. Tapos, yung next play, yung bantay ko ang nakashoot ng winning basket. Yun ang masakit doon. Pero hindi ako pinagalitan, pare. Hindi ako pinagalitan that time. Hindi ako pinagsabihan.
Zero to go.
Yeah. I mean, it was a close game eh. It was a close game.
Yeah. We almost talagang dapat panalo na. Panalo nila,
Excuse me.
panalo na tayo doon.
And then the second one is yung when we won the ABC, no, men's tournament dito sa Kuala Lumpur.
85.
85. And sabi ko nga, it may take a while before that the next championship, the next champion team from the Philippines would be, di ba? Kasi tagal na rin eh. We were the last, if I'm not mistaken, eh, no? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Pero
Tama
kami yung
ka.
huli, no?
Last.
Kami yung huli. So, things like those, wala na yan, Mari. Kumbaga, they'll just be memories, and I don't think anybody could take that away from me, regardless of I was in the game for a while or I was not in the game. It just felt good to be part of it. I think that's what's good about basketball. Guys like me could experience mga feats like this that you could not do by yourself, no. But being a part of the team, probably, and then sacrificing yourself, would somehow make me what I am today. See, and that I will bring to my dying day. See, marami rin naman hindi naka-experience, so probably that's something that cuts me, above the rest also.
Galing. On that note, though, we're talking about the NCC career of Coach Tonichi Yturri, and then we're going to go into his pro career after just a few reminders about an Eternity of Basketball. Eternity of Basketball is part of the Globally Ballin Network, so catch the Globally Ballin podcast, the show where they take a service-level view of sports and opportunities around the world. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. Go to globallyballin.com to check out all the other shows that are available there. They're on YouTube as well. Globally Ballin on social media. Please follow them on all those platforms. And then we are an Eternity of Basketball, and we're available not just here on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, so please subscribe to our channel and then listen to us on Spotify wherever you are on the go. And para pakinggan nyo lahat ng episodes, wag lang pa isa-isa. Pakinggan nyo all 59. This is our 59th episode already. And also catch Cassie G. She has a show called Hang Time with volleyball personalities. Latest episode with Abby Maranyo, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, and more as well. So we'll continue our discussion now with Coach Tonichi Yturri. My question would be, yung NCC stint na yan, with all these guys, throughout all these travels, do you choose your roommates or is it assigned?
Well, after a while, siguro, at the start, I think it was assigned, no?
Okay.
Because I remember Juntan being my roommate in Spain, and then, but then again, most of the time that Franz and I would be together, we would be roommates, except when Dennis Steele was around, pare. Dennis Steele would steal my roommate kasi ina-assign ni Ron si Franz magbantay kay Dennis.
Okay.
Kasi Dennis bigla nawawala yun sa gabi. Bigla nawawala.
Sabi nga niya.
Sino
nagiging roommate mo?
Si Franz nagabantay.
Sino naman nagiging roommate mo?
After a while, I think naging accomplice din si Franz eh. Tingin ko.
Sumasama pala sa gimmick.
Ewan ko kung that was his way of getting close to Dennis, pero yung those were the only times na Franz and I would not be roommates, but since college kami na roommate eh. Pagkatapos kahit sa PBA San Miguel kami pa rin eh.
Yeah. No, but you and
Pero-
Coach Frank are very tight. Pero sino pa yung ibang mga pinakabarkada mo? I know you're a close-knit team. Everyone's your friend.
Yeah.
But who are your tightest, the closest friends aside from
Kasi
France?
si France kasi and I are almost same age, no? So kaya kami yung close. But the Lasal team, pare yung 18, yung
Yeah.
18, we just went on a trip to San Francisco, no? Last year before COVID. No, actually this year I think. For January, before COVID nga talaga, no? And it was a blast. It was a blast. Aldo was there. Si Governor Bubong Lacson was there. And then we met Eugene Navarrete. So these are kami, close kami. Kung walang COVID, siguro we'd still be meeting once a month, no?
Yeah.
But then some NCC, I was close to Alfie, okay, the late Alfie, kumpare ko yan, and then si Hector Calma also. Those, I think I could say that those four guys were the closest. Of course, Juntan, because he was my teammate from college, no? So, yan ang mga to. Yan ang mga nakakasama ko madalas.
Sige.
During those days. Kaya si Hec, di ko na makasama yan. 60 years old. 60 plus na yan eh.
Kabukingan na.
Bawal lumabas.
Kabukingan na ng 82 ah.
Pinagbawal na lumabas.
So you want to look at the photos na, guys?
Let's show Coach the photos na.
We'll just show you some photos. Tell us what you remember from what you see.
Ayun na.
Okay. Sino yan? Si Ramon?
Oh, that's on Don Ramon and Cordero, Mike Bilbao, and then that's you and sino si number 8? Elmer Reyes.
Elmer Reyes.
Yeah. That's Elmer. Yeah. Okay, nice pictures.
What was it like going up against Mon Fernandez nung finally magkalaban na kayo sa PBA? Sabi mo, you had a room full of his Sports Weekly centerfolds nung time na yun. And then finally going up against Don Ramon, what was your initial impression of kung gaano kagaling pala itong mamang to?
Well, I just had to compete. I knew that I would never be as good as he would be, as he was. But I had to do my job. I had to do my job. Probably most of the times I was not successful in doing my job, diba? But there were times when I was. No? And I remember also vividly that when Ramon became my teammate in San Miguel, okay, sa practice yan, pinapractice ni Ramon yung siko niya sa akin, sabi sa akin, tumayo ka lang dyan, sabi ka, tumayo ka lang dyan. Pag gano'n niya, sisikuhin niya ako, pare ko, yan, gano'n, pinapractice. Sabi ko, pinapractice mo pala talaga yan, pati yung dito sa hip niya, at talas ng buto niyan eh. Ang talas ng buto ni Payat eh. So, ginagamit niya sa practice. But then again, we ended up being, very good friends. Very good friends.
Right.
Nakakatawa yung mga guests natin dito sa show natin eh. Kung hindi karate chop ni Jaworski, Siko ni Fernandez yung pinag-uusapan.
Meron din akong kinikwento about Sunny.
Uh-huh.
Just to show you how
may photo rin tayo dyan.
Mamaya, we have a picture of that. We have a picture of you going up against him. Itaw natin dun mamaya. Go ahead.
Question about Mon. When you first went up against Mon Fernandez, Coach, was he as good as you thought he would be, or was he even better?
He was better. For me, during he's the best player I ever played against. Dito sa atin.
Yeah.
I can't recall of anybody who was as good as Mon. Daming ni Ramon. And I think it testament to that was that when he joined San Miguel, we won the Grand Slam eh.
Grand Slam.
Diba?
See? Tama.
So parang we were all together kami, yung nucleus nandun eh. Diba? But we never got the Grand Slam, until Ramon came along. So that just goes to show, how good the guy is. See? And the good thing about Ramon is that he does not only hurt you with scoring. He passes very well, You know, he has a very good basketball, very high basketball IQ. And para sa akin, kompleto eh. Kompleto si Ramon eh. I've never seen anybody like him.
And you also have to remember that NCC entered the PBA in 1984, which was probably the best year of Ramon Fernandez's career.
Yeah. I think you could say that. I think you could say that.
Yeah, yun yung halos triple-double yung average niya. But I'll ask a question, Coach Tonichi. You've seen Junmar Fajardo dominate the PBA for the past 6 years. Six straight MVPs. And then some of the young guys are saying that without a doubt he should be the greatest PBA player. He should be considered the greatest PBA player ever. And some old school guys like me are still insisting it's Don Ramon. It's Don Ramon, no? With no disrespect to Junmar, whom I love, and he's a monster when he plays. Talagang kaya niya kainin lahat ng kalaban niya. But can you talk about that? What are your thoughts on that? Don Ramon or Junmar Fajardo? If there's any discussion, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, nothing against Junmar, no, because I haven't had the chance to play against him also. But then again, sabi ko nga, from the looks of it, I'd still choose Ramon, no, for the simple reason that Ramon could do a lot more things. You see, Ramon could bring down the ball, and set up guys. While Junmar, no doubt, okay, probably at this point in time is the best player we have around, but it just so happens that Ramon just brought in a lot more things to the game. See, and well, aside from Junmar being a 7-footer, pare, malaking bagay na yon, ano? But then again, you would notice that Ramon was ripped thin. See, payat na payat yan nakita ko yung end ng career ni Ramon nung binabangga na siya ni Jericho Dinera sa half line mo na pinupulot si Ramon Di ba? Naglakihan na yung mga players
Right.
Na You see? But then again, for him to be able to hold his own against bigger guys, stronger guys, see, that just goes to show that he had something, his strategy during a game, was working regardless of what type of player, and he would adjust. He would adjust his game, to the type of players he would be playing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's show more photos, Bianca, from the storied career ni Coach Tonichi. This is very, very old.
I've seen this picture. This was the LaSalle team. Kasi remember after the revolution, 'di ba, yung NCC. Wala nang NCC noon because the boss went to the States, no? So there was nobody anymore who held on to the team. So it was Alfie, Franz, and myself, okay, who during those times, since watak-watak na kami, we went back to LaSalle. See, to parang, how would you say it, for competition purposes also. I remember that it was because these guys are much younger than we were.
Tama.
So, bumalik lang kami para makapaglaro sa PABL pa rin dati.
Yeah, but this was never UAAP. You never played in the UAAP na.
No, never.
Pero Dindo is there in the photo. So, I think 85 to.
Wala, puro mga bata yan.
85 or 86 yan.
Dindo na yan
Revolution na, 86 si Rafa Dinglasa nandiyan
Gabi Velasco was a
and JB Gioso.
In the
JB was there.
JB was there too.
Oo nga, si JB, grabe buhok,
Parang mallet.
Sino yung 7? Si Viaplana ba yung 7?
Rafa. Rafa.
Ano si Rafa ba yan?
Si Rafa
Payat ni Rafa.
But Eddie Viaplana was a part of this team
pero wala siya sa photo Wala sa photo,
si Derek
coach.
Coach namin dito
Coach, sino yung nasa pinakalikod? Yung ulo lang yung kita behind the Rafa.
Si Waki Garcia.
Rafa, si Waki Garcia.
Waki Garcia.
Yeah, that's Waki Garcia. And
Spotter yan, pare.
Si Lacson.
Raymond Lacson.
Si Raymond Lacson, oo.
Yung number 6, Raymond Lacson. Mga 6'8 yan, no, coach? 6'8.
Yeah, malaki yan, oo. Malaki.
Yeah.
Diba? Hype yung team rin nito, no? Daming tisoy. Di ba?
It's nice just to see you. Paano yung Pumarin Brothers magkatabi, no? Nakakatuwa.
Yeah.
Wearing the green uniform.
Tapos
Yeah.
yung
They
coach
never
namin, si
played
Eric.
together though.
Oh, tsaka si Coach Gabi nga nandyan, no? Mike Wang. Sino si 17? 17 is that
17.
Perry?
Yeah.
Si Perry
Si
yan, di ba?
Perry yan. Oo.
Perry Ronquillo.
Terry Ronquillo.
Oo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nakakatawa eh, no?
Oo nga, no?
Addition
Tapos
na lang kami
katabi
sa team na yan eh.
Sino katabi ni Coach Perry? Kala ko si
Yeah,
Chipeng.
number
Mike
11.
Wang.
Si
Number
Mike
11,
Wang.
Mike Wang.
Si Mike Wang. Si Mike Wang.
Hindi,
Hello,
unang tingin ko,
Chipeng.
si Tony.
He's in
Mike Wang,
Tony-
tapos yung
Tony West
nasa
Pinoy.
likod ni JV, si Joey San, di ba? Joey Santa Maria.
Joey
yan.
Santa Maria yan. And then si
Dicky Bachman sa likod.
Dindong
Sa likod ni
mababa
Aldo.
yata yung katabi ni Joey sa right. Si
Right.
Sa likod
Oh,
ni Aldo
Dicky is there.
Dicky Bachman, di ba?
wait.
Sa kanto. Sa left
Yeah,
side sa
Dicky
likod.
was a part of this team also.
Dicky
Yeah,
and that's Aldo Perez.
Ah, 86 na ito.
Oh.
86 na nga, after the
Wala
Edge
si Aldo
Revolution.
dyan. Wala si Aldo dyan.
Ah, hindi ba si Aldo? Hindi ba si
Wala,
Aldo?
wala,
yan?
wala
Okay.
si Aldo.
Who's the fellow?
Si Eric Afable.
Oh, sorry. And then who's the one in the middle? Yung katabi between Afable and Joey Santa Maria.
Bimbo Mababa, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
okay.
Okay.
Siya yung hindi ko nakilala.
Na,
But the rest,
wala pa rito sila Teddy Monasterio, no? Or that's a different group altogether.
Yeah, late 80s na sina
hindi,
Monasterio.
Teddy Monasterio, 87.
Younger. Siguro
87.
87. So the year after this.
Kasabay ni Vicky
Pumasok.
Fabis yun.
That's right. Pumasok sa Lasal yan. Si Teddy Monasterio, si Arnel Guste, yung mga 87 na yun.
Yeah. Yan yung mga kabatch ko naman. High school.
Tapos nag-UST na si...
Sila Cardell na yun, di ba? 87.
88 si Cardell.
88.
si Cardel, galing San Sebastian.
Kasabay ni
Limpot.
Julian. Kasabay ni
Sabay ni
Julian
Limpot.
yan.
Sa Jonas Mariano.
Yeah.
This is a great picture. I love the short shorts ni the late Alfie Almario. Yung short
Yeah.
Di ba?
Oo.
Siya para.
I miss the guy. I used to play a lot of golf with him.
He left us at a very young age, no, Coach?
2004,
Napaaga.
when he was 39. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, next photo, please.
No, nag-comment na si Andy De Guzman, kabatch daw niya halos lahat yan.
Okay.
FEU naman.
Ito ba yung nag-champion kami sa PBA?
Mukhang yan yun.
I think
Looks like the one.
Jerry Cordillera is there.
Yeah. Oo.
Yeah.
Coach,
Si
sino yung in between Ives and Franz, yung nagsingit ng ulo? Unang
si
tingin ko,
Mateo
kala ko
yan,
si...
Mateo. Siya yung naging keeper namin. I think wala na rin si Leo eh. If I'm not mistaken. Wala na rin yata.
Unang tingin ko kasi, kala ko si Gary David eh.
Hindi naman.
Grabe ka naman.
Medyo ginawa mo namang antiquity si Gary.
Coach, can we talk about that guy on the left side, si Ives Dignadice?
Yeah.
Anong naalala mo sa kanya? Tsaka ang galing kasi maglaro niyan eh.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I remember we were with LaSalle then. We played a game in Iloilo. Was that Iloilo or Bacolod? One of those, pare. Yung kalaban namin selection, no? Selection ng mga
Taga-Iloilo si Ves.
best players doon sa area na yon. And that's where Ives was discovered. So I don't know if it was Coach Pilo or si Ron na ba nun, no? Kasi si Ives pare, sabi ko nga would have been a very good player eh. Well, we all know naman
Mabisyo lang.
Ives yun.
Mabisyo lang.
Yung disiplina ba? Noon, pag-practice namin sa tawag ito, when we used to practice for San Miguel at medyo practice namin maaga eh, di ba? Sabi nga nila, wala magsisindi ng sigarilyo si Ives nandyan. He was drinking of alcohol pa. Kaya tawa kami dyan.
Yeah.
But he was good. He was a very good player.
Coach Norman Black considers him one of his 5 greatest teammates eh. Si Ives
Yeah. Kasi
that's a compliment coming from Coach Norman.
He was he was quick. He was fast for his height eh.
Yeah.
Ang haba ng kamay.
That's right. Tsaka good hands. Galing sumalo ng bola.
Yes, oo.
Good
So
hands.
he was he was a find, pare, for the team ng NBC.
Right. But we've been talking to him. We've been trying to get him on the show as well. Hindi lang namin ma-schedule.
Oh yeah? Ano to yan, di ba? Where's he now? LA,
He's in the West Coast, LA. Yeah.
Yeah, West Coast.
If I'm not mistaken.
Tapos yung anak niyang babae, napakagaling na gwardya. Yung anak niyang babae, napakagaling na gwardya. 7th grade pa lang, pero napakagaling.
Oo nga daw.
Yung anak niya, yung kaliwete.
Yeah, sa daughter na magaling.
Yeah, he has a daughter na 7th grade pa lang, pero pag WNBA na laro niya. Sobrang galing.
Wala ko lang sabihin, tinan mo kasi, if you look at this picture, you'll see, ang bata pa ni Coach Franz, ang bata pa ni Coach Jerry. Bakit si Coach Tonichi parang ganun pa rin itsura hanggang ngayon? Hindi nag-iiba
Thank you, ha?
Tama.
Hindi, totoo, kasi tinan mo.
Magkaibigan talaga, kaibigan talaga, no?
Hindi, totoo May nag-comment nga kanina rito parang ganun pa rin itsura ni... Kasi tinan mo naman yung difference sa itsura ni Coach Franz at ni Coach Jerry Cordinera dyan, di ba? Coach Pido sa baba, ibang-iba
Kasi, ang tagal na kasi nagko-coach yung mga yan kaya tumanda na sa coaching yan sa sakit ng ulo.
Pwede.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Stressful talaga yung coaching na yan. Next photo, please. What's next on the list? Ayan.
Naku, yan na yung brown.
Bina-box out mo si Vicente.
Oo, pare yan.
Ito na yung...
Isa lang naman yan sa kaya kong gawin noon mag-box out Sino mo yan si Ricky Brown.
Jeff Moore and Engeland.
And Ricky Brown. So, apat yan, NCC player.
Yeah.
Si Vicente lang hindi. Coach, did you have a knee injury or something? You always had the knee pads on.
I still have tendinitis on my left knee. See?
Okay. So yan
But what really hurt me was my herniated disc.
Yeah.
See?
Ricardo Brown. Yung mga gwardyang na guest namin, sabi nila yan pinakamahirap bantayan. Si Ricardo Brown. Pero ikaw hindi mo nababantayan yan dahil hindi ka naman
Sa switch, nababantayan sa switch, tapos na. Pag nag-switch na yung Yturri on Brown, tapos na yun. Tapos na yun. Pero what was that like, Coach Tonichi, na pag nag-switch, tapos natapat mo si Ricardo Brown, magdadasal ka na lang, naipasa niya.
Ganun na lang.
Or babanggayin na niya. Para
good luck, baka hindi niya maabutan. Bilis
A nice story about these guys, di ba? Dumating lahat ng mga naturalized and I think Ricardo was one of them.
Tama.
They all became friends of mine because during that time they were preparing for the Jones Cup, no? And I think ang mga locals lang nila were Frankie Lim, si Biango. I don't know if Ed Cordero was part of that. And then Manny Victorino,
Relosa.
No? Ricky Relosa, 5 sila. So every now and then they would need a warm body, pare, no? And nung salasal pa ako, sinasama na nila ako. See, I remember the guy who taught me how to shoot free throw aside from Pilo, no, was si Eddie Joe Chavez.
Okay.
Eddie Joe Chavez. Yeah. See?
Okay.
So, nakakasama na ako sa kanila. So sabi ko nga, playing against this guy, what do you expect? But you'll just get better, di ba?
Right. I agree.
To compete with them and contend with them. So talagang gagaling ka lang din. So I'm thankful for all those experiences, pare.
Yeah.
That all the teams gave me.
Grabe, nakadikdik yung siko ni Vicente sa likod mo dyan, Kita kay huli-huli,
Sanay na.
Sanay na ito Ramon yan.
That contributed to your back problem.
Okay na yan, pare.
Huwag lang yung Brown.
Sa unahan ko yan, makita ng coach ko yan, kagagalitan na naman ako niyan.
Next photo, please. Ayan, ito, entrance. Opening ceremony ng isang torneo to.
86 ba to? Hindi.
Peter Aguilar ang may hawak ng flag.
Hindi. Yung
Hector yan.
ng bandera, hindi.
Si Hector ba yan?
Si Hec yan.
Sorry, bigote.
Si
Parang bigote ni Peter
si Hec,
Ay,
si
oo nga.
Franz, si Elmer.
Correct. My fault.
Pido.
My bad.
Is that Pido?
Yes, Pido and Elmer magkatabi.
Pido. Tapos si
Si Chico yata isa,
Samboy?
di ba?
Oo. Ha?
No.
Di ba si
Sambo, hindi ko
Chico
lang kung
isa?
I don't know who's behind Pido. Yung face na nasa likod, sa gitna ni Pido at ni
Di ba
Elmer.
sa Hong Kong ito, pare?
This might have been the Hong Kong tournament.
This might have been the Hong
Oo,
Kong
yung
tournament.
ABC.
Yung biglang hindi pinayagan yung dalawa.
Yeah. Oo.
Might be the one, ano?
Ano yung kwento doon, Coach Tonichi, na nandun na kayo, everything was set, and then all of a sudden sabi ng organizer, di pwede maglaro yung mga Amerikano nyo?
Oh, to be fair also, no? To be fair to the officials we had, alam ko, naalala ko, pinadala pa ni Boss Landing yan eh. Kung di nagkakamali, si Kinito Henson and Dr. Carrascoso, they were sent to Germany, I think.
Yeah.
Diba? Dahil yung president at that time was German. No?
Okay.
So they cleared it up with them, pare. And somehow I think we were given the green light eh. Pero nung nakita nila paano natin tinalo yung mga kalaban, yung first 2 games, I think, first ng elimination, no? Sabi ko nga, wala rin pinag-iba to eh. Kanya-kanya interest din ng naig eh. Di ba?
Yeah.
They were voted against us. Ang nag-abstain lang, I think, was Hong Kong. Kasi sila host eh. That was a sad day for all of us. No? Sad day for all of us. Sad day for the boss. I think one of the few times I saw the boss dahil sa galit. No? We even had mass in the morning of when we got the news. No? And I saw the boss, shed a tear. See? Sa inis.
Talaga. Sa inis, ha?
Sa inis. Pagkatapos nun, mga kalaban na lang namin, yung mga Southeast Asian nations, kaya gamit ako nun eh. Happy na ako nun, nakaupo lang ako eh, nasa bench ako eh. Sa practice lang ako napapagod eh. Pero nung na-eliminate kami, ibang gym na kami, nandun na kami sa Mongkok.
Okay. Okay.
At least malapit sa shopping. At least malapit na kayo sa shopping.
One of our followers, si Bong Jinsi, he says, this is the ABC 86 in Kuala Lumpur daw. Itong picture na to.
Okay.
Kuala Lumpur. So this is
ABC 86.
Ito yung nanalo kami, no? Tama? Yeah.
Yes.
Tapos, so that's supposed to be Alan daw. That's Alan behind Pido and Elmer. Alan and Samboy magkatabi. Walking together. Yan ang sabi. Then Jeff Moore and Jericho Diniera. Then Coach Tonichi. Then I don't know who's behind you. Si Alfie yan siguro, no?
Coach, tanong ko lang yung transition from the old NCC to the new NCC, yung grupo niyo nila Hector, nila Franz Pumaren, and then all of a sudden these new guys come in, the Dignadice, Samboy Lim, Alan Kaidik, Jericho Diniera, nagdatingan. What was that like nung nakita niyo? Sino ba itong mga batang to? Ito na yata papalit sa atin.
Well, the good thing about this team is that parang feeling namin whoever could contribute to the team was always welcome. There was no on top. I've never seen the guys have any animosity towards a better player coming in. You see, I think we were all level-headed in that sense. Na we just knew that there was a better guy was coming in. And we had to fight for our slots. But then those that did not make it I remember those that did not make the team were still part of most of the trips.
Okay.
Even
Tama
just
pa rin.
Oo. Kasi I think si boss was very sympathetic to those guys Mga ganun. Sabi niya, parang isama niyo na. Isama niyo lahat. Ganyan. They deserve it.
Right.
Saka yung ang cut dyan, parang yung ginagawa ni John ngayon, kakat ka before the tournament.
Okay.
Before the tournament. Pero kasi sasama ka pa rin naman. Sasama ka pa rin. Tamo.
Okay.
So,
Grabe, no? Grabe mga superstars talaga tong grupo na to eh. Kung titingnan.
Look at that. Oo.
Some of the best. Lots of memories. I'm sure dami yung opening ceremonies na ganyan. Kaya hindi na talaga natin ma-identify kung alin yan. Pero buti na lang may mga followers tayo na alam kung anong tournament yan.
that's one thing I'm thankful also for the times I played with NCC and the national team, no? Talagang, most of the tournaments that we would qualify in, we would be sent. See? Walang problema. The boss would foot the bill. And it was an experience. like I said, it's a once in a lifetime experience because you will never have it again. You'll never have it again, and that particular experience, pare, will never come back. Ang dami mong nakita mga places. Sabi ko nga, if ever it does not make you a better player, siguro the experience, if it doesn't make you a better player, probably it makes you broaden your horizons.
Yeah,
so that's one thing that you
well-rounded
can in school. See?
That's right. Yung mga culture na ibang bansa, no? Coach, makikita nyo, ganyan.
That's so true.
Right. Sige. Next tayo. Ito, panalo na naman.
Yeah,
Pinapanalo na naman.
Daily Express.
Yan.
That's the same tournament.
Yeah.
That's the same tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Ito, Coach, maraming kwento rito because you guys had just come home for a few days for Christmas. Then you leave after Christmas, diretso kayong KL. Doon na rin kayo nag-New Year and then you win the championship. That was a surreal experience siguro for all of you na nagpasko lang kayo sa Pilipinas, diretso na kayo KL, tapos doon na kayo nag-New Year.
That was the stint in Spain. Kung di nagkakamali, pare, Yan yung stint sa Spain yata di ba? From
Spain,
we got in, and then the next day, I think less than 24 hours, pare, we had to leave. We had to leave KL.
Grabe.
I think that's the reason why we played in Spain. See, to prepare for this.
Okay.
Kaya,
wala na talaga, kahit Pasko pala, wala.
Wala sa amin, walang ganun noon See? Like I said, pare, it was not the money that made us sacrifice our Christmases and everything. I didn't think so, pare. I didn't think so. It was just, wanting to represent and be the best at what you do, and
that's right. Galing no. Tsaka yung genuine yung ngiti. Tingnan mo yung mga ngiti nila, genuine smiles.
Yeah.
Diba? Happy to be together, happy to win the tournament. It must have been quite an experience.
But note the implication of that. Noong 1986 when they won that tournament, it's the first, that was the last time pala na nanalo tayo sa ABC.
Yes.
It has not happened since.
That's right. Who would have thought, no?
Generation na.
That's sad for me because I don't know. I don't think the other teams, got any better din lang naman di ba? Parang why were we able to compete then well siguro, probably we need more sacrifice coming from everybody, if we would want to get back to that level.
Right. Agree.
Well, yung tawag sa tournament na to ngayon, the ABC Championship is now known as the FIBA Asia Championship for those of you who are watching. And we actually finished second place already twice since then, 2013 and in 2015. And Charlie and I were together. Tayong tatlo, we were together doing that in 2013. And Charlie witnessed that in 2015 nung nasa Changsha, di ba?
Yep. Hanggang second.
Sana maibalik ulit.
Sana talaga, Coach. Sana we get back to that where you guys were. Sayang, natigil kasi natigil yung programa, di ba, Coach, nung 86
Right.
Who knows how far we could have taken it, di ba?
Right.
What might have been.
The younger guys were coming in already.
Right.
I remember guys like sina Patrimonio, sina Magsano,
Jolas.
They were being
Jolas.
ready. Sina Jolas, they were being eyed already to bolster, if not, to take over.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Kasi, pero yun nga, the revolution, happened, and that was the end of it.
A small casualty was the basketball program. Big for us, but in the scheme of things.
Actually, the casualty, there was also a program by the name of Gintong Alay, which was, I think, the best sports program we've ever had in this country.
So hindi lang basketball, Coach, ang naapektuhan Sports in general talaga di ba? Dahil sa nangyari sa Gintong Alay na yan. Anyway, ganun talaga. We can only shake our heads. And di ba?
Well,
what's next?
There's so many other factors kasi that come into play now.
Ito na, Coach. Pwede mo na ikwento kay Coach Sunny.
Yan. Ito na.
Ayun na kayong dalawa
Magkalaban pa kayo dyan. Eventually, naging kakampi mo yan. Pero...
Oo. Naging coach ko pa.
Naging coach mo.
Ang kagandahan dito kay Coach Sunny, that was with San Miguel then. I think it was a championship game. I remember, binigyan ko ng screen yan. Blind pick, no? Blind pick yan. And I'm sure naramdaman niya sa lakas, no? Sa lakas. So, Ako naman, parang feeling ko, okay, I got one over you, di ba? Pare ko. Next play, hinihintay niya ako sa half line. Ha? Binigyan niya ako ng screen, pare. I remember ito eh. Kasi naramdaman ko mula ulo hanggang sa toes ko, pare. Nayanig ako ng gusto. Sabi ko, what a tough guy.
Oo, considering you're much bigger than he is. I mean, suppose, di ba?
Yeah. Ibang klase.
Matibay talaga.
Antibay talaga. Matanda na rin siya noon.
Oo. Hindi na tanong ni Noel kanina ito eh. When you entered the PBA, I don't know which we should consider as your first stint eh. Yung INCC pa siguro, no? Hindi yung 86 Magnolia.
84.
84. When you first
84.
played in the PBA, who's the first PBA veteran who hit you the hardest?
Siya nag-welcome sa inyo.
And said, hello, Mr. Yturri.
Ang dami niyan. Sina Talbano, sina Ed Ducut eh. I remember, ito magandang kwento rin to.
Galing Letron pa yan eh.
Si Onchi de la Cruz.
Yun.
Si Onchi de la Cruz, pare, liked my car at that time so much that he wanted to buy it to me. Ang kulit niyan. He would always tell me, pare, bilhin ko na yung sakyan mo niyan. Sabi ko,
ano kotse yun, coach? Ano kotse yun?
Toyota.
Corolla SR. Corolla SR.
Oh, Corolla SR.
Uy.
SR ako eh.
Pakarurot.
Binenta ko sa kanya, di ba? And then the next day, we played each other. Pare, bigla ba naman akong tinira niya? Out of nowhere. Alam ko, magkaibigan kami. Binentahan ko ng kotse at lahat eh. Sabi ko, Chi, magsabi ka lang kung sa tingin mo lugi ka dun sa transaksyon natin. Di ba? Tawa si Onsi.
Wala lang talaga. Lahat naman kasi tinitira niya. So, hindi ka naman exception, coach. Eh.
Yeah. Pero wala na masyadong ganung mga players ngayon, ha? You had Onsi.
Wala na.
You had Jay Ramirez.
Coach, tanggal agad yun kasi sa dami ng camera ngayon, huli ka no matter what eh.
Oo.
Okay.
Diba?
Tapos si Rudy Distrito pa.
Oo, di ba? Tama ka, binanggit mo, Jay Ramirez, yun, nakakalimutan ng mga tao yan in the list of the forcers, Jay Ramirez.
Ito pa ako, naging guest din namin, Vic Sanchez, anong experience mo sa kanya?
What's that again?
Si Vic Sanchez daw, coach.
Vic Sanchez.
Well, si Vic
Anong
Sanchez,
experience mo sa kanya?
ayun, medyo matigas ang katawan, di ba? Pero alam mo naman, hindi naman nananadya masyado. Hindi naman nananadya.
Konti lang.
Oh,
Medyo
hindi
lang.
nananadya. He's just a rugged player. No, a rough player for that matter. Ganun yun.
But in your PBA career, Coach Tonichi, sino yung who was the guy who was really roughest on you? Besides Jaworski, of course.
No, si Sunny naman, hindi masyado. Si Coach Sunny, hindi masyado. Roughest, mga nababantayan ko noon, sino to eh, si hirap ako kay Manny Victorino. Si Manny.
Haba.
Hindi sa kasi Manny, pare ha. 3/4 pa lang na court, pababa kayo, binabangga ka na yan.
Saka malapad si Manny, di ba? He's wide.
Yeah, yan. Tapos si Ed Ducut, no? Si Mamaril. Yes, si Mamaril, talas din.
Wow.
And I had a hard time. With a nice guy, si Alex Araneta.
Okay.
Okay.
Really?
Ang laki naman kasi noon eh.
Ang niya si Alex, ang laki pa.
Laki.
Pero one thing about Alex, kahit nasikuhin mo, mas matanda na ako noon eh. See? So kahit nasikuhin mo, hindi ka binabalikan. So it was never, a personal thing or with him. Very nice guy.
There's your Ateneo Lasal matchup. Right there.
Ayun ni Alex. Sabi ni Andy De Guzman, si Jay Ramirez is also there in Calgary where he is.
Oh, wow.
So nasa kay mga Canadians, Calgary Flames na pala sila.
Yeah.
How about Coach, can you tell us about Ricky Relosa and Yoyoy Villamin? Nakalabo mo yung mga yan.
Bruce Brothers.
It slipped my mind, no? Yan dalawang yan. Si Ricky kasi was always a friend eh. Si Ricky Relosa always I think to a degree looked after me kasi we were part of, nakasama ko yan sa NCC, no? Yeah. I would practice with them. He was more like a kuya. See? Okay. So he would not be very hard on me. Well,
Swerte
si Yoyo,
ka.
Of course, no?
Swerte ka.
Si Yoyo, siya lakas ng katawan. See?
Okay.
What about Abe King, coach?
Abe? Okay. Wala, hindi. Parang I didn't get much of a chance, pare. Or baka siguro pag naglalaro si Abe, hindi ako pinapasok ng coach ko. Dahil
Hindi, pag naglalaro si Abe, bantay mo import eh.
No? Magaling si Abe.
Hindi mo talaga mababantayan.
Magaling talaga. How about towards the end of your career, coach, si Alvin Patrimonio?
Yeah.
He was tough. Pare, alam mo, ang tigas din yan, si Alvin. He just had too many moves, pare. Sabi ko nga, magaling eh. He had a little bit of everything eh. Although he was much shorter than I was, I just don't know how he could get a shot up. Yung alam mo yun. Maybe he worked on his game more than anybody else at that time. That's the reason why he became, a very good player.
Yeah. Grabe yung skill set ni Alvin din.
Yeah, that's so true.
We talked about the imports ng mid-80s, coach, during your first stint in the PBA. What about naman yung late 80s na mga imports? Sino yung pinakamahirap na bantayan nun when you were with San Miguel na?
Times I had a chance. I had chances to play against si Sean Chambers. Kasi sumisentro yun eh.
Yeah, correct.
Poste laro nun.
Oo. Pare yun, mahirap. Mahirap din kalaban. Si Sean Chambers. I remember who else were ato. Yung magaling yung third kill.
Third kill. Yeah. Saka matangkad din yun eh. Mga 6'6 yun eh.
Well, si Norman, because I would normally guard him in practice. At time, talagang si Mr. 100%.
Parang ikaw yun eh. Hanggang ngayon, pero pa rin tsura eh.
Ganun ba yun?
Kasi hanggang ngayon. Pinakita sa TV nung isang gabi. Kung nag-compare ng picture from the 80s, tapos ngayon, parang mas malaki pa nga katawan niya ngayon kesa nung coach pa ninyo. Grabe,
Oo. Si Norman, he takes very good care of himself also. See, that's what
Did you guard Bobby Parks, coach?
Again?
Did you guard Bobby Parks?
No. Pare si Bobby Parks, the first time he became an import here, sa amin. San Miguel.
Tama.
Yeah,
San Miguel.
87. Yeah.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy. So, nung nakalaban ko yan, siguro, nung nasa Shell ba siya?
Shell afterwards. Doon na siya nababad.
Oo. Yun. Bobby's Bobby pa rin. Ang galing na player. Yung skill set ni Bobby, medyo angat sa lahat eh. See?
Di na maalala ni Coach Tonichi pag napulot niya sa switch.
Ganun na lang eh. No?
Mahirap na eh.
This is part of the Grand Slam year. This is the Open Conference of 89. So obviously nag-champion kayo rito.
Sino yung import namin dyan? Bobby? Is that Bobby?
89?
Number 25. Michael Phelps yan.
And then we also had Ines Watley, pare.
Yeah. Third conference yun. First conference ito eh. Ito yung first import conference. Yung second was Ennis Watley, di ba?
Okay. Yeah.
Open conference, the first one.
Sino yung
15 pala?
Si Ricky Cui,
no?
Yeah.
Ricky Cui.
Yeah.
Pero coach, yung number 11 ba, is it because it was assigned to you in NCC tapos you brought it all the way na, or you chose number 11?
I chose number 11. If I'm not mistaken, I was the team captain of this team eh.
Okay.
See, I was a team captain for almost 2 years yata eh. See, sa San Miguel eh. So, parang, if I'm not mistaken, ito yun.
May significance ba yung 11 sa'yo, coach? Is there any particular reason?
Wala naman. But I started out with number 13, I think.
Okay.
No, when I was with and then I just carried on the 11. Wala namang nagki-claim ng number na yun sa mga teams na sinalihan ko. So,
why not?
At saka yung kwento ni Coach Alan kay Dick kasi NCC, hindi ka nakakapili ng numero mo. Kasi si Coach Alan naman, number 11 yun all the way nung college yun eh.
Pero
biglang in-assign sa kanya yung 8.
Nauna kami. Respeto na lang, di ba? Respeto.
That's right.
Ano siya? Naging number 8 ba siya?
Yeah, kasi
Eight-
Elmer
eight
Reyes
yung naging
was
number.
8 first. Elmer Reyes
Oo.
was 8 first tapos nakuha niya afterwards.
Okay,
Pero
tapos
dito
si
4
Franz.
na.
Si Franz, 5 mula noon eh.
Yes.
Oo.
Tama.
Si
Pati
Hector,
si Manong
14 mula noon eh.
Manong Derek
Diba?
5 din yung
Nagbago yan.
ng youth. Oo.
Oo.
Si Manong Derek 5 din yung number niya ng youth eh.
I just
Parang
naloko
kinuha na
si
lang.
Alvin Teng nung dumating si Payat, nagpalit. Di ba?
Ay, hindi. Si Mon
Kasi Ramon,
Fernandez
number
had
10.
to wear 19. Nag-19 si Mon
Nag-19.
Fernandez. He never wore number 10 in San
After
Miguel.
after Tanduay,
Ah.
yung nag-19 na siya sa Tanduay, he carried it over na to San Miguel yung 19 niya. So
Ah.
hindi na niya pinapalit si Alvin.
Aha.
Wala nga si Mon dito sa photo, no? Just realized. He should be there,
Oo nga,
89.
Sino to?
Oo nga, no? Wala si Mon. Wala si
Wala
Don
si-
Ramon dyan.
Mon was not.
Hmm.
Oh,
Baka-
diba? He should be there na.
For some reason. Baka hindi na
Baka
kasi
putol lang.
Recall.
Kasi,
I just can't recall what conference it was na pumasok si Ramon eh. Was sa start ba si
88.
Ramon? Sa ano
88.
yan?
88 sa pumasok eh.
Last
88 sa
conference.
pumasok.
Third conference.
So dapat
Axel
kompleto.
pa siguro.
Sino yung number 6 sa harap, katabi ni Franz?
Ato.
Yung medyo cut.
Ato,
Si Ato ba yan?
Oh, baka si
Agustin
Ato.
ba yan?
Oo,
Okay,
rookie
okay.
yan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yun ang
rookie.
Rookie year niya.
Rookie nun.
Sino
Sila ni
yun, di ba?
Bobby
Si
Jose.
Bobby Jose. Oh,
Yeah,
rookie
Bobby.
yan.
Sino ni Bobby
Rookie
Joe?
year nila.
Tama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rookie year nila yan.
Okay. Ganda
Yeah,
ng
si
bigote
Bobby
ni
Joe.
ano.
MVP.
Bigote ni Coach ni Alfie.
Alfie Almario.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah. That's a good team. Michael Phelps is a pretty good player pa.
Oh yeah, he
Good.
was. He was.
Galing
Pero
yan.
mainitin ang ulo ng coach, no? Yan ang memory ko sa kanya eh. Madaling mapikon. Tama ba?
Well, yeah,
Michael
pero
Phelps.
naman, kaya naman kontrolin ni Norman. Ano to?
Oo.
The good thing about yung mga
Parang-
imports namin din was that I think whenever they joined us, parang nakita nila siguro na solid tong team na to o hindi ka pwedeng magluko eh. 'Di ba? So
Okay.
kaya siguro medyo equidaw din sila.
What's the next ano? What's next, Bianx? Ginebra na yan.
Yeah,
So,
I
Yan
couldn't-
na, Ginebra.
I couldn't find a photo sa ng Pepsi stint mo, coach.
let's ask the question. Coach, after your Grand Slam season, bigla kang
Yeah.
lumipat ng Pepsi, no? Because of the expansion draft and all of
Yeah.
that. Kayo ni Jeffrey Graves yata, di ba?
Yeah,
Ang lumipat
si
sa Pepsi.
Hindi ko
Ano?
Elmer Reyes.
Hindi na ako
Elmer Reyes din.
magkikwento, pare ko. Hindi na ako
Ha?
magkikwento. May magandang kwento dyan kaya kaya ako nalipat eh. But anyways, ano to, I'll keep it to myself, pare ko.
You keep it to yourself. Wala.
Pero-
Yeah, but you
Pero
know,
how was
I
the
think
stint
the
there?
rule I think the rule in the PBA at the time was I protect 7 or protect 8 yata. Yun ang
I think,
yung nangyari nun.
That's why. Pati si si
Elmer
Yeah,
Reyes
Elmer.
nagladi sa RFM
Elmer,
eh.
tama. Elmer.
Oo, yeah. Oo.
Oo.
See?
Yeah.
Eh,
Pero kamusta yung sa Pepsi, coach? I mean, the 2-year stint you were there with them, naging coach mo pa si Tito Ed.
Yes,
Diba?
yes, of course.
So, alam ko tumatambay ka sa bahay nila rin dati sa Alabang eh.
People don't know, no? People don't know that Ed Ocampo and my father were cousins. Second degree cousins, I think.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
my lola's maiden name is Ocampo. Tama. So, second degree cousin sila.
Yeah. Imagine, naging coach mo si Ed, tapos naging coach mo si Derek, na dating kakampi mo.
Oo.
Ah.
Di ba?
It was also nung si Derek naging coach ko na-trade ako sa Ginebra. Oo.
Right.
Ang
Mm.
manager namin noon si Steve.
Steve
Oh,
Watson.
Stevie
ah.
Watson. Right. Pero just to guys, nakita ko kasi yung lineups lang ng 1991 Pepsi no na that Coach Tonichi was on. Ponky Alolor, Ricky Relosa, si Harmon Codinera, Dennis Abatuan, Abet Gidaben.
Marami rin mga
Team-
bata rin doon. Sila
Team
Hindi,
Coloso.
si Abet hindi ko na inabot yan eh.
Sa Pepsi.
Ang nag-umpisa kami eh. Oo. Kung di
Okay.
nagkakamali. Inabot ko pa si Abet?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Ano yun? Sila Mejos, Incerto, yun yung mga bata ng time na yun eh.
Right,
yan.
that's right.
Oo.
Oo,
Ah,
si Jun
Tapos Manny
Reyes.
Victorino came in
Jun
also
Reyes.
the year after. Mark Talio, Nanik Valenciano, naging teammate mo ulit dyan.
Yeah.
Inabot ko dyan si Team Coloso also,
Yeah,
I think.
Tim Coloso,
Mm.
si Willie Generalao and Joy Carpio noong 91.
Aha.
Mm.
Aha.
So these are some of the players in those couple of first years na the first couple of years of Pepsi na naging teammate ni Coach Tonichi. What's your most vivid memory with Pepsi? The 2 years that you were there.
Well, I was not able to join the the team right away because coming from San Miguel, I had a stress fracture on my left tibia. No.
Okay.
So I think I joined them second conference or close to the end of the first. See, yun yung nangyari doon. And I became very good friends with Tomas Lozano, who was our trainer then, no, strength and conditioning coach, because we would be together all the time. Medyo nung nagre-recover ako, si Tomas lagi ang kasama ko. See?
Yeah. All right.
But then you wind up with these guys, and how special was this group naman sa Ginebra? It's of course yan sila Dondon ng Palayo, we see Chito Loizaga, Dante Gonzalgo, andyan na rin si Pido.
Well, I
diba?
don't know how we did.
Special was
I don't know how we did. I can't recall, pare, ano tong trophy na to? Diba?
Ni Dondon?
Because we didn't do so well during that time.
Baka third place, coach. May trophy pa nun sa ano eh.
Oo, third place, tama.
Maybe third place kasi well, I just want to go back lang to Pepsi, coach. I just wanted to go back lang to Pepsi very very briefly lang. Alam ko you didn't have too many good memories there, but what was how did you adjust, coming from a Grand Slam team, San Miguel? Huh?
Yeah.
Ang Chappy ba?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay na.
I hear you.
Sige.
But, what is it like coming from a Grand Slam team like San Miguel, and then you have to join this expansion team that really didn't win too much in its first year? What was the adjustment on your part in dealing with all that losing?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't that happy. Okay, I wasn't that happy because I left a team. I think not because it was a good team, no, but because parang I left a team with all of my good friends. Even when I was with Pepsi, pare, I'd hang around my former teammates more than my teammates in Pepsi. See, para ka na-uproot, alam mo yon? Para ka na-uproot, tapos ngayon naliligaw ka, hindi mo alam, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ako kasi pare, I'm a very loyal friend See, and I'd like to be surrounded by people that you can count on all the time. And then all of a sudden, ito puro bago, di ba? Dati mga kalaban yung mga yan. See? So, parang you don't know them too well. See? So, yun lang yun. At, well, of course, at the start, that was what happened, no? And then, that's the reason why I became close to Tomas Lozano and some of the ball boys kasi parang mas kampante ako sa kanila eh. So, and that's what prodded me to go to practice every single day. You see? Of course, I wasn't happy not because of the money I lost, no, by being sent to Pepsi dahil sa dami ng panalo sa bonuses, pwede ka na boundary ka na I think more than that, it was not being and working with the people you wanted to or your friends.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's tough.
How do you move to Ginebra, and then you're now with this group? Of course, hindi pa kayo nananalo at this point, pero it was primed already for being a good team. Talk about this group of guys that you were with dito sa sino ba to? Sila Alvarillo ba yan? Alvarillo ba yung
Hindi, wala.
Yung si Larry Villanil, yung katabi ni Don.
Si Villanil.
Villanil. Maki de Hoya. Bennett Palad.
Si Maki de Hoya, I became close to. No, of course, Pido was my teammate. And then I became close to
Chito. 17.
Chito was the team captain.
Yeah.
So, si Bennett Palad, si Nonoy Chatico.
Si Nonoy. Okay. Tropa nyo yan.
So basically kami mga bago Kami yung mga bago dyan.
Si Toby Poblador.
Si Toby sa Lasal pa.
Yeah, coach, tatanong ko nga pala doon sa mga mga malalakas na player, yung mga medyo rough maglaro. Si Sunny Cabato naging teammate nyo rito eh. Di ba? So, kamusta naman siya sa practice? Okay.
Okay. Ito small world. Sunny's wife is related to my mother. She's from, if I'm not mistaken, from Alcala, Cagayan.
Okay.
So, si Sunny, Ilocano yan. Ilocano rin ako eh. So, I became close to Sunny. Kahit pa paano. Nakakatawa yun eh, sabi niya.
Oh, yeah. Okay naman si Mano. Nakasama namin sa radyo dati. He used to do PBA radio.
Yeah.
It was a
So, dinatuwa din kayo sa kanya, di ba?
Of course. Nakatawa pa. Third place ito.
Hanggang ngayon, dumadalaw pa rin sa PBA yan.
Third conference ito. Third conference, third place with import Danny Jones now. But Danny Jones is not in the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sabi nung follower natin si Carlo.
Kala ko all Filipino to eh.
May third place pa nun eh. May third place na...
May series pa nga dati yung third place, di ba? May best of 3 pang series ang third place dati. Ngayon, wala na yan.
May best of 5 pa nga eh.
Yung namin hindi nanalo eh. Hindi ko alam kung meron. Yun yata yung team na wala kaming panalo or isa lang ang panalo or something like that.
Really?
I think that was the all Filipino eh. Si
Pero,
JB
Coach,
Gayoso kasama dito, alam ko eh.
Ayan siya, nakasilip sa likod ni Pido. Yan si JB.
Yun, oo.
Silip sa doon. Medyo
Yun, sa
hidden.
team ni JB.
Kunyari, he's pretending to be camera shy. pretending to be camera shy si JB. Di ba? Pero coach, 1 year ka lang sa Ginebra, no?
Yeah, and then this is where I injured my back. Pare.
Yeah, that's right. Oh.
But when I injured my back, Norman asked me if I wanted to, that he would have me operated on, and then to go back to San Miguel. See, but then again, sabi ko, siguro okay naman na yun. Sabi ko nga, who would have thought that I would make it all the way to the PBA, no? And then risking probably paralysis if something, a bad hit, di ba, would happen. And they might as well, sabi ko, retire once and for all.
Okay. Did you shy away from
surgery?
basketball?
Did you ever, tanong ko lang, did you ever have surgery on your back eventually?
No, because I asked, well, ako naman, dahil sa, dapat, di ba, odd number, di ba, I asked 6 doctors. Okay, advice from them. 3 of them said wag, and then 3 of them said yes, di ba?
Okay.
But my only question was, will I ever get back to 100%? Nobody could give me that. So I said,
Okay.
na lang, sabi ko nga, I was not missing millions naman, pare.
Buti it doesn't affect your golf game.
Okay.
Well, I did I did rehab for it.
Okay.
See, and for as long as you don't gain weight naman dito sa sa tiyan, I don't think you would be putting more pressure, and I learned to live with it already.
Okay.
So it's not so bad. Not so bad naman.
Well, what did you do in the interim, coach, after you ended your PBA career, after playing with Ginebra? What did you do for coaching ka ba right away, or was there a gap?
Yes,
right away.
I don't know what happened. It did not take a year of respite from playing that I became a coach. Si Tatang Mendoza, who was the sports coordinator of Benilde, took me in. Wala pa yung Benilde sa NCAA. See, they were just starting. He took me in, I coached there. See, and my players were si Kaloy Garcia.
Yun na nga.
Oo. So, yun yung nangyari sa I never thought of coaching, pare. I never thought of coaching until that time that napunta ako sa Benilde, and then, one thing led to another. Before you knew it, wala na, hindi ka na makalabas din, no?
Basketball talaga ang mahal mo, coach. Yan ang totoo.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I love it as much as the others, for the simple reason that I think basketball was a vehicle for me, not only to be accepted, because sabi ko nga, when I was younger, I thought I was a freak pa rin. Ang tangkad ko, di ba? Compared to everybody else and everything. See, I didn't know any better. So I just wanted to be a part of something. I just wanted to be a part of something and be proud of it. And sabi ko, basketball gave me that. But the confidence, the confidence and everything that I have now, I think I can attribute to basketball. See?
Mhm.
So,
Ano tong
Ito
award na
medyo
hawak
recent.
ni Ato? May hawak na award si Ato dito.
baka MVP yan. Kundi o Rookie of the Year, one of those.
Hindi, pero San Miguel na yung hawak
Alam ko
ni
na
Hector eh.
champion yan,
Pero,
champion
Recent na
yan.
ito eh. Parang plaque of appreciation yata eh. Oh.
Oo.
Parang retire na kayo dito eh.
Okay,
Oo.
okay.
Recent
Medyo
na to,
ano
coach.
na to eh.
Must have been in the
Medyo
past 10
matanda na
years.
kami
Medyo
dito.
millennium na to kasi San Miguel na nga yung hawak dito ni Hector eh. So,
Yeah.
Ano kaya occasion dito, no?
Hindi ko
Lahat
mabasa.
naman
I
yan,
was trying
nag-San
to
Miguel.
blow up.
Lahat yan.
Yeah,
Nag-San Miguel din naman si Bong.
Saka
Eh.
si Bong Alvarez nandyan eh. Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was never my teammate eh.
Must have been a San
Mm.
Miguel.
He was with San
reunion.
Miguel then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those guys, my gosh. Mga who's who din yan.
Pare kayo na lang ang nakakaalala niyan.
Hindi naman.
Ito, coach. Naalala mo to? Will the mighty Gems be upset by the surprising medal?
Well, pare, this was a very good opportunity no, for me in terms of coaching and yan. So, parang ano to, I was an assistant coach for Norman when this when this job opened up eh. It was Danny Francisco who asked me and persuaded me. After talking to John Henry, okay, who was young, dynamic. So parang feeling ko, why not? And you know, good thing is that I was single. I still am single, no? At that time kasi, you know, I could just uproot myself eh. See, and it was an opportunity pare. Sabi ko, it was a career move for me. So, and sabi ko, I enjoyed every single minute. In my 4 years with Cebu Gems.
Sino yung mga players nyo dito? This is in 98 yata to, no? This is 98 or?
Can we blow it up again?
Si Don inabot ko na eh. Ang
Yeah,
unang coach nila was June.
Pwede ba i-blow up yan?
Can we blow it up lang? The photo.
So, ano ba yan? Yan.
Yan, si Manigo, si Stephen Padilla.
Padilla. Si
Yeah,
Stephen Padilla.
Stephen Padilla.
Si Dondon's on the front. Dondon's on the front.
Karamihan to mga Cebuano. Karamihan dito mga Cebuano.
Trying to remember the name of this guy on the right side.
Was that Homer Se?
Homer says second from the left. Second from the left.
Yeah. Homer says.
Homer. We recruited him eh. Out of college.
This Phil American guy on the right side standing up. I remember the way he played.
Sid White yan?
Dwight. Anong?
Yeah, Sid White.
Sid White. Parang
Sid White was
No.
yata.
Trying to remember these guys, grabe.
Matthew Mitchell, yung ba yan? Matthew Mitchell.
Si Matt yan. That's Matt. Right.
Grabe yung bakbakan ni Dondon at ni Alex Compton nung panahon na yan. My gosh.
But Dondon was already special, pare.
Yeah.
Iba yung yung Dondon eh. He was alam mong angat sa lahat eh. Angat sa lahat in terms of dedication, yung commitment niya, and then how he understood the game. And he really wanted to be a very good player. See, because he was willing to do everything. And he was a sponge. He was a sponge. So he would take it all in. See? And you knew that he was destined for greatness. See?
Ngayon, public service.
Yeah, exactly. And he was one of those original big guards talaga. 6'3" na shooter.
Matapos
si
kamay kasi yan eh. Have you seen his hands? Ang laki ng kamay niya.
Tama. Parang jawo. Ang laki ng kamay.
Yung katabi ba ni... 6'3", di ba? Sinasabi dati 6'3", big man talaga pwesto mo. Hindi, siya 6'3", shooter talaga eh.
Katabi ni Homer sa harap ni Homer si Giovanni Pineda ba yan?
Yeah. Probably. Giovanni was my player also.
Yeah. Okay. Kita ko yung tayo niya. Parang siya yan eh. Okay. That's the best we could do, Coach. Medyo blurred yung picture. Pero...
Yeah.
Medyo from the day, back in the day. Meron ka ba? We have photos still?
But I just want to go to ask about that question. You're working with Danny Francisco, who's supposed to be one of the best big men never to play in the PBA. I mean, what was your relationship naman with Danny? Kamusta naman kayo nun?
Very good. Pare, Danny and I hit it off just like that. Pare ko, we had one objective, and then he never meddled with me. Never gave me a hard time in the same manner John Henry never imposed on me. Okay?
Okay yan.
Never, pare.
Hmm.
That's why,
Buti na kasundo
for me,
kayo
it was
kahit
a perfect,
atinista siya.
It was a perfect,
Buti nagkasundo kayo kahit atinista siya, coach.
Hindi, yun lang yun, no?
Tapos sa golf course, magulang sa golf course yun. Ingat ka doon, coach. Magulang si Danny sa golf course.
Well, I think I only played with Danny once eh. Lately, hindi
Talaga?
ko kasi pagkikita si Loco eh, oo.
Coach, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask lang, the NBA experience, you mentioned you were there 4 years, no, which is pretty much the whole run of the NBA. No, what was it like being in this rival league?
Alam mo, pare, one thing about the NBA is that, maganda yung produkto eh. See? I just don't know why it had to die like that, 'di ba? Pero ang ganda kasi eh. Ang ganda. And then parang moving from one place to another was never a burden. Eh. See? Because you'd meet people, I was hoping that it would last forever. See? Kasi ang saya eh. You will not get bored because you'll be moving from one place to another, and then I was in Cebu. So, I made some good friends, di ba? I met with people who up to now, I still talk to, things like those. Sabi ko nga, maayos. Sayang lang, that we were not able to sustain it.
Yeah, well, the NBA folded in 2002 because nga yung hindi na nagkasundo yung broadcast partner sa yung liga. So that led to it being reduced to 8 teams. Pero yun nga, one of the 8 teams that remained in 2002 were still the Cebu Gems. So start to finish, nandun pa rin kayo, coach.
No.
Actually,
I was only there for the first 4 years, and then si Francis Rodriguez took over.
Rodriguez
After.
na.
Ayun nagtapos, okay.
Oo.
But I think the downfall of the NBA really happened when Noel Zarate joined the panel.
Yeah.
Wow. See, Coach Tonichi was one of I was training Coach Tonichi to be a broadcaster at one point.
I would end up after a game, I would end up drinking with the group, di ba? Kasi si Danny was part of you eh. See? So,
tama.
Wherever.
Silver Star na yun, Silver Star group.
Kaya masaya. It's just unfortunate that people, I think, wanted to dip into the pie and wanted to get more out of the pie. Kaya siguro
that's the usual story, coach. That leads to the downfall of everything. I wanted to ask about this photo. Here you are now, your current coaching assignment you're joined at the hip with Coach Franz. So magkasama pa rin kayo. You're there with some of your sensitive young players, as you talked about earlier. Hindi pwede pagalitan masyado. Tama ba yan?
Ang boses ko eh. Siguro kaya sila naapektuhan. Ang lakas ng boses ko eh pag ako sumisigaw eh.
Di ba? Kamusta naman yung Adamson ninyo? I mean, I know there's no UAAP right now. It must be frustrating for all of you. But so what's going on? Or is there anything going on with Adamson now?
Well, at the moment, siguro whatever is going on is at a minimum eh. So some of the players are still there, working with Joe Ward. See, in terms of skills, kasi what bothers us is that we don't know what's going to happen next. Eh. When will the next league be? So how can you prepare, di ba? If there is no particular date, so now we're just enjoying ourselves, enjoying our families, and like I said, one of these days we'll all be back.
Yep. Hopefully everything goes back to normal.
Coach, that Adamson coaching staff, there's also Don Aliado, another big man coach, Paano pa kayo? Nag-good cup, bad cup ba kayo? When you're coaching your big men?
Well, yes, definitely. Basically, because of seniority din siguro, it's Don who takes care of the skills. He's the one who's really teaching these big men, how on how to improve their skills, and then I delve more on everything else basically, especially since Jack Santiago left us, for a better opportunity in UE. So when Jack was there, it was Jack and I who would be, how would you say, right after France siguro kami because of seniority, no? And then the young guys, they were down for skills. See?
Right. Okay. Doon, tsaka si Ren is also still there, no?
No more.
Wala na si Ren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ren is not with us anymore. See?
Alright.
So, Joe Ward who joined us. See?
Aside from the Adamson coaching, Coach Tonichi, what else do you do? I mean, what else keeps you busy? Of course, golf does on Saturdays. Pero sa ibang araw...
Pare, golf does.
Yeah.
Siguro, kita mo naman sa kulay, di ba?
Yun na nga eh.
Well, that and because of again, like I said, no, everything that has happened to me and is happening to me is partly because of basketball. I was able to put up a small, business. I hold petroleum products, no, for a guy who used to be our manager in LaSalle. Si tawag ito. Mr. Villavicencio, no? So si Rafi, and that's what keeps me busy. No, I've been doing that for the past 8 years now. See,
Okay.
so sabi ko nga everything's related to basketball, pare. See, and it has opened doors for me, and
Galing.
it's been good to me.
That's great. We're talking about the career of Coach Tonichi Yturri from his early days in Cagayan all the way to present, hauling petroleum products and playing golf, and talking to three basketball crazy fools who would like to ask a lot of questions. But I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions right now, Coach.
Yan na.
It's called X's or O's. I'll just ask you to choose. You just say your choice. You don't have to explain. Whoever comes to your mind first, just say it. I'll just
yes and no.
Rapid fire lang ito.
Yeah.
Rapid fire lang ito.
X is for no. O
No,
for
Coach.
yes.
May mga choices ako bibigay. Sabihin mo lang kung sino doon sa choices ang choice mo. Without having to explain. Ha? Okay, Coach. Ito, parang alam ko na yung choice mo rito. Derek, Franz, or Dindo?
France. Yeah.
Bilis,
Matik yun.
1982 Asian Youth or 1985 ABC?
That's tough. 82 because it was the first.
Okay. 1985 Jones Cup or 1985 PBA Reinforced?
Jones Cup.
Jones Cup. Jacobs or Black?
Pareho kong kaibigan niya, pareho kong nakatulong sa akin, mahirap yan.
Okay. Pwede naman yung gano'n. Pwede pass. Pwede mag-pass.
Mag-pass.
Ito. Del Demps or Ines Watley?
Ines
Watley. Okay. Cordillera or Paras?
Jerry, because I was his teammate.
Ayun.
Okay. Copada or Alfarero?
Copada.
Lee Chung-hee or Herjay?
Herjay.
Wang Libin or Majian?
Wang Libin.
Number 8 or number 9? Alan or Samboy?
Pass.
Pass. Alam ko na magpapas. Jervis Cole or Jamie Waller?
Waller.
Derek Hamilton or Leonard Copeland?
Copeland.
PBA or NBA?
NBA.
Casio or Ahan Misi?
Casio.
Victorino or Abet Gidabe?
Victorino.
Alfie or Naning?
Alfie.
Ito last. Jerry or Harmon? Pass. That's X's or O's for this episode.
Kulang ka pa, Charlie.
Ay, may last pa pala. Kailangan daw itanong palagi magalit sino. Vilma or Nora?
Yan.
Vilma.
Yun!
Another Vilma. Dapat i-note natin to every show.
Palabas lang yung Darna nung isang gabi.
We have to note, Darna in the Planet People or Darna in the...
Darna ending. Ninyo mulak pa kasama nun.
Okay. Yun lang. Thanks a lot, Coach. Salamat, Coach. Oh, Noel, ikaw naman.
Well, ako naman, Coach, I just want to know what you want what you want your legacy to be like. What is your basketball legacy? How do you want you to be remembered in this sport?
Well, pare sabi ko, I leave it up to them, no? I leave it up to them, Noel. Basta I did the best that I could, and I think, sabi ko nga, whatever I've become, it was all because of hard work, pare. And I don't think there's I haven't seen anything yet that could be a substitute to that if you want to be successful in anything you do in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said, Coach. Sid, your ball.
Oh, si Sid ba nandyan? Parang free si Sid eh. Noel? Is Sid
I
there?
don't know if Sid can hear me.
Sid, are you there?
Your turn.
Oh, yun. Oh, may tanong ka, Sid, di ba?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go, Sid. Go.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, your 5 favorite teammates, Coach.
Wow. 5 favorite
Yeah,
teammates.
your
Of
5
course, my
favorite
best friend,
teammates.
si Franz, of course.
Okay.
Top of the list yan because we're still very good friends up to now.
Right.
Hector. Okay. Ramon, not necessarily in that order. Si
Yeah.
Ramon,
Mm-mm.
the late Alfie Almario, of course. These just are the closest. And and all my teammates from the De La Salle men's basketball team of 1980. Yeah. Nilahat ko na sila, pare.
Oh,
See,
okay.
because we're still very close.
Good.
Galing. Karang, Okay yung kwentuhan na yan. Oh, Noel, you said you wanted to read some fan messages.
Wala. I
Meron
just
ba, Noel?
thought there
Meron
would be some fan messages that would come in.
Maraming bumate. A lot of guys were
bumate.
praising you. Coach Tonichi, a lot of guys remember how you played. No nonsense defender daw. Played well in the post. Yung mga ganyan. So
Thank
lots
you,
of comments.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can get to see this.
Pati yung hook shot eh. Yung hook shot
Yung hook
daw
shot.
eh. Hook shot.
Pinuwi din nila. Which is what I remember also from you, yung hook shot na yan. Anything else, guys? May
But there's a
pahabol
story
ba?
to that. Sorry,
Oh,
if I
sige.
may.
Sige, go.
There's a
Of
story to
course.
that.
Go.
Kasi I used to shoot yung normal na jump shot, no?
Yeah.
Lagi ako nabablock kasi I couldn't jump high naman eh. See?
Mhm.
So, sabi ni Pilo, bakit di ka nalang mag-hook shot? Di ba? At least yan, mahirap i-block yan. So that's how that thing started.
Oh, okay talaga hook shot. And no, tsaka yun, naging effective ko. I distinctly remember how yung hook shot na yan. Yung parang semi-jump hook na yan na ginagawa nyo later in your career. Coach, baka there are people that you would like to thank or to acknowledge throughout your basketball career that, as you said, brought you to where you are today.
Well, I think they all know who they are. No, they are an integral part to what I have become. Not only as a basketball player, but as a person. And I'm thankful to all of them. No, thankful to all of them. Of course, thankful to my family for the patience they've had. No, basketball took me away from them for a long time. See, but like I said, if I had to live my life over again, pare, I would do it the way it happened. Okay na ako dyan. See? I would live through it all over again. So, no regrets. And I just hope that whatever basketball did to me, basketball could do to a lot more of our fellow men.
That's great.
Well said.
Maraming salamat, Coach Tonichi. Thanks for sharing your stories and all your thoughts about things sa amin these past 2 hours of episode 59 of An Eternity of Basketball.
Thanks to you guys for remembering us, pare. Maraming salamat. I
Our
hope
pleasure.
there'll be more of you, no? And because there are a lot of nice and good stories, okay, coming from people who have been there before, and hopefully kids get to listen to them and take something out of it, pare, to better themselves.
Our sentiments.
That's
exactly.
why we do this.
Exactly. That's why we do this. It's for to reminisce. And syempre, kilig na kami dahil puro mga idol namin yung kausap namin, di ba?
Exactly.
Pero di ba, okay talaga ito. And we're glad that people appreciate it. All our followers here on AOB, we love you guys. You're always there to support us, especially the former players, no, who watch us all the time. Andy De Guzman, Aldo Perez, Jack Barrero, and then
Bernie
Bernie,
Fabiosa.
Alan Kaidik was watching us also earlier. Thanks everybody once again. So wala na akong masabi. Guys, anything else to add? Or we're okay na tayo?
We're good. Salamat, Coach Tonichi, for your time.
Ay, pare, maraming salamat sa inyo. Thank you for this, pare. Thank you for you guys being there. Please, huwag kayong magsasawa. I know it's not easy, but then again, I hope you continue what you do, and I hope to see you again para in 50 years. Tatanda na natin.
Kung kaya pa natin. Ano na kaya yung technology pa ito? Hopefully, okay na.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to be talking to you.
All right. That's great, Coach. We appreciate it so much, guys. Another episode of AOB is in the books. That's episode 59. Imagine, magsisisenta na tayo. Sa next episode natin next week, we will announce kung sino ang ating magiging guest. Yeah, we're gonna have our next guest. We'll announce it on the Facebook page as usual. So antabayanan niyo po yan. We'll try to get it up there as soon as possible. So thank you once again. It's such a pleasure to be doing this, and we'll papaalam na po kami for episode 59. We'll see you for episode 60.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thanks, Coach. Bye, guys. Sid Ventura, Noel Zarate. I'm Charlie Cuna. Adios.
Bye. Stay safe, everyone.